What's going on, sports fans? Welcome to another episode of KFR Sportscast. I am one of your hosts, BG, and joining with me, as always, is Big Sexy Jake, and bringing him back for the first time this season is The Heel.
Woo!
So welcome back, sir. We definitely missed you last episode. It felt almost awkward. It felt awkward a little bit.
Yeah, you left me alone with him.
Oh, you liked it. You liked it.
To be decided. No. To be decided.
So in this episode, guys, we are going to do a little bit of a recap. We're not going to go full recap mode on week one. But again, the NFL season is back. We got week one in the books. So we each pick our own individual game that isn't our team. Well, except for the heel. The heel is going to pick his team. To recap that game. Obviously, if you guys saw, I did my team earlier, and Big Sexy
coming out soon.
Coming out soon. It's Big Sexy segment on the Giants, I guess, football game. I don't know if the Giants showed up that game, but
no, they didn't. They didn't.
I'll kick it to one of you guys first, so I don't just drag on talking for too long. So let's dive right into it, man.
Yeah, what a game Sunday. Arizona goes up by 14, and they're riding momentum. And I'm screaming at the TV that Bobby Babich needs to get fired, and he needs to not be calling defensive plays, and Sean McDermott needs to take the play calling back, and all that fun stuff. You know, the typical. This is ridiculous. Why is the defense covering nobody? What is this soft zone coverage? Defense stiffened up in the second half. Josh Allen took over and wondered who the hell called him overrated as he decided to run in for 2 touchdowns and throw for 2 touchdowns and says, I don't care who you give me on offense. I'm going to score with whoever you give me. We're going to pass this ball around. We're going to give it to everybody. People noted, as a fantasy owner for myself for having Dalton Kincaid, he did not have a big game. But if you watch the all 22 tape, a lot of that has to do with the Arizona defense. Notably, put a lot of triple team, put a lot of bracket coverages. Like they game planned for Dalton Kincaid, which led to everyone else getting wide open for that offense. It was an interesting strategy. People wait for that Kincaid breakout. I think you're going to see that this year. I think you're going to see a lot more from him this year. It just the fact that he's getting that attention itself right there is self-explanatory. Rough first half translates to a good second half. Lots of bad officiating in the first half, definitely. Marvin Harrison kudos to him getting his feet wet in the game. He should have had a potential game winner, but Kyler Murray can't see over his offensive line, so unfortunately he couldn't have his moment there. Very fortunate ending to that game. Very interested to see how this team carries into Thursday night against Miami.
Yeah, I saw the tape on that very last play. And, of course, I have Marvin Harrison Jr. on my fantasy team. And so I was screaming at the TV. And I was like, Kyler, you son of a bitch, you need to get some lift inserts in your damn shoes. I don't care if you got to play in platforms. Help a brother out.
That's what happens when your quarterback is a toddler. Runs around like a little kid with a stolen remote. That's just how
Dude, I don't care how good or bad Kyler plays it. It's hilarious watching him run the football.
Like a damn cartoon character.
Yeah.
Motherfucker over here running like a Scooby-Doo cartoon.
Yo, I can just see it now. Oh, that's great. That's great.
Big Sexy, but what game you got, man? What game you got?
Well, the game I'm going to recap is the Sunday night game. Detroit Lions at home versus the Los Angeles Rams. Recap of the wild card game, the rematch of the wild card game. And just like that wild card matchup, man, this one had all the makings of a good game. And, went into overtime. For David Montgomery fantasy owners, congratulations, you made it. And because the man didn't really do much throughout the entirety of the game, and then just got spammed in overtime and probably won some people some games. So congratulations. But no, man, this game was really, I feel like was really the coming out game for Jameson Williams. He really, he had a fantastic game. Racked up a bunch of yards, scored a touchdown, was heavily utilized in the offense. The game plan of the Rams was kind of to contain Amon-Ra St. Brown, which opened up Jameson Williams on a lot of plays, and Jared Goff utilized it. Jahmyr Gibbs was also heavily involved in this game plan. And on the other side of the ball, Matt Stafford always showing, he's coming up to show up to play. Puka Nacua went down. Hopefully he comes up to a speedy recovery and is back sooner than they're saying he's going to be. There's some players on the Rams that stepped up too. I could watch these two teams play football forever. Like this matchup is just always a good matchup. There's just such a good story behind it on both sides of the ball. The famous trade that got the two quarterbacks where they are now, or the two teams are involved, especially Matt Stafford going back into Detroit again, playing in a place that he thrived in for years. Yeah, it was just such an exciting game to watch. And I'm really glad it was an overtime game for the first Sunday night game of the year. But shout out to the Lions. They got the job done. So back to the drawing board for the Los Angeles Rams. And so that was a freaking exciting game, man. I was glad I got to witness it.
Yeah, no, that was a fantastic game. It really, that overtime drive by the Detroit Lions really showed you what Detroit can do, because they were up 17-3 at one point, and then the Rams came back. They had, after the Puka Nacua injury, they spammed Cooper Kupp and basically came back. They win the coin toss, go into overtime, and like you said, they spammed David Montgomery. I think they had one pass on that whole entire drive. And
it was like, it wasn't very many. It was like one or two, but the rest was just feeding the ball to David Montgomery.
Yeah,
behind the offensive line. Pause.
Yeah, and it just showed you, like, Detroit was basically like, okay, we just want this game to be over now.
Yep.
Here you go.
So BG, what game are you going to recap, my guy?
What game am I going to recap?
Yep.
Well, first of all, I'm going to recap the game that has the KFR Sportscast Rookie of the Year last year, and CJ Stroud, and a very high prospect that I think is going to be fantastic, and Anthony Richardson. So I have the Colts and the Houston Texans, and man, did that game not disappoint. It was such a phenomenal game, down to the wire. Houston ended up winning by 29-27. And let me tell you, there was, and it's been all over ESPN, but this 63-yard throw that Anthony Richardson put up. First of all, he put up a 63-yard throw after he slipped on the turf. So this man drops back, slips, and still puts a 63-yard toss up in the air. And it was a dot.
Insane arm strength. Insane.
These two quarterbacks are going to be so much fun to watch in that division.
I agree.
And so we'll break down some numbers here, but CJ Stroud, looked fantastic, picking up exactly where he left off last year. And the addition of Joe Mixon, oh my God, 100 159 rushing yards. Bro. 159 rushing yards, 1 TD. CJ Stroud threw for 2 of them. And then Nico Collins had 6 receptions for 117 yards. And then also, Stephon Diggs got into the end zone once. Was it once or twice?
I think it was twice.
Twice?
I think it was twice.
He had 33 yards, but 2 touchdowns. So that's where those CJ Stroud TDs came from. Houston, we said it last year.
Scared CJ Stroud into throwing him. Scared him after he cussed him out after the first drive.
Oh boy,
that's great development for your nice young quarterback, having such a toxic receiver in your receiving room.
Yeah, I don't know, but Houston, we said it last year. Houston's going to be good, and they've gotten good real quick.
Yep.
And same thing with Indianapolis. Indianapolis is going to be good as well.
I obviously didn't get to watch a whole lot of the Indianapolis-Houston game just because I was putting myself through misery watching the Giants attempt to play football. And, so that was hard to watch. Go watch my episode, by the way. Anyway, but yeah, no, what I did catch of that Houston game, was phenomenal, man. It's like you said, Brian, both of these quarterbacks are going to be good. They're going to be really good, and they're going to be exciting to watch. Just the amount of maturity that CJ Stroud shows already playing the quarterback position is insane. Panthers are over here punching the air, every time CJ Stroud throws a football. He's just proving everybody wrong, and it's cool to see. And I really hope Anthony Richardson stays healthy this year because I really want to see what this kid can do. Like you said, that 63-yard bomb slipping off of his back foot or whatever. Yeah, insane arm strength on this kid, man. If he just takes the time to go through his progressions and really develops as a quarterback, he's going to be really good.
All right, guys. Well, that basically wraps it up for us. Jeez, if I could freaking talk. The problem is not going to be pronunciations this year. I promise you. It's just going to be
how to wrap it up.
And wrap it up. Right.
He doesn't know how to wrap it up.
That's how you end up with 2 kids. Anyways.
Exactly. That was the joke.
We appreciate you guys tuning into this episode of KFR Sportscast. Make sure that you look at the ticker below us. It has our Instagram handle and our YouTube handle for you guys to go ahead and follow, support us, tune into the channel. Be on the lookout for our Week 2 predictions as we put them out. We're going to put them out in a similar style as last year. We're going to do individual videos. Again, appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to us and hear our funny BS and all of our recaps. But until next time, I am BG. With me, as always, Big Sexy Jake and the Heel Jake. We are KFR Sportscast. We will talk to you guys later. Peace out.
Big Sexy out.